plant upstairs that they overwatered and water got through. It might have been at one point a pipe leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these types of ceiling boards, once they get wet, they get wet right away, they usually stain. If they get wet over time, they disintegrate and fall apart, and they just don't last, and they just fall off. So if it was a major leak, you would have missing tiles or like sagging tiles and things like that, and we don't really see that today. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So I see some this one is work properly. This one.
Yeah. So this home
Yeah.
is a modular home.
Yeah.
They built it off-site, then they came over and they put it all together here. And all these are is the posts, and that's the main support post that comes up and supports the middle of the house.
Those two?
There, and over there.
Okay.
And that's totally fine. The way they've done it, because they haven't built this all the way up to the edge, it's more an aesthetics, cosmetic issue. Which we're not going to talk about cosmetics. I don't talk about, the finishes on the walls and all that kind of stuff, and how
It just doesn't look nice, right?
Right. It's something that if you'd want to change, you could change that up. In that hole there is your sewer clean out, so you have a sewer pipe that comes down there.
Yeah.
And if you ever need to get cleaned out or you have an issue, that's where you'd access it.
And that's where to go to the septic tank.
Septic system,
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
All right, moving on here. Concrete floors throughout the basement. We didn't see any cracks in it today. It is a painted concrete, so it's a little harder to see, but we don't see any cracks or big deformations or anything like that in the floor. That's a good thing. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
All your toilets in your house are nice and secure. They're operational. They don't move. We don't find any leaks around them today. Same thing with around your showers and underneath your sinks.
Yeah.
No leaks or anything like that. What we will do is we'll run this for a little bit, just so you might be able to smell the smell. So,
Yeah.
we'll run it for a little while, and you may smell it a bit more. But that's something you may want to have checked out with your sewer, right on your sewer, like your well system.
Yeah.
Okay?
Got it.
Did you smell it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
It becomes quite strong if you leave it going over time.
yeah. Maybe because they don't use for a long time, so the water just stay there.
It
right?
could be, yeah, absolutely, for sure. You have the drain for your house right there, just in case anything actually happens, if something bursts or something like that. Here's this sink here, just a little bit loose. You want to have that secured to the wall a little bit more, just in case someone bangs it and then rips it against the wall and water goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Back here, that is your water main to the home.
Oh, that's where you lock the water, the whole
That's
thing?
where you turn the water off to the house.
Okay, if I lock that one, the whole house no more water.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So how the furnace?
The furnace is original to the home, 2001, so 21 years old.
Yeah.
Typically, that's just a mid-efficiency furnace. Typically, they last around 20, 25 years. So you're nearing that end of typical life expectancy for it. Also, for the fact of, with the older systems, it's sometimes harder to source the parts. So if it does fail, then you may have to be out of the furnace for a little while. For us, because of the age of the unit, we always budget that you budget for replacement, just because it's nearing the end of its typical life expectancy.
6,000?
Yeah, it's a 2001, and it's 2002 now, so it's 21 years old.
Another 4 or 5 years?
It might go tomorrow. I don't know.
So to replace that one is it costs like 6,000?
It all depends. I can't quote you on prices, but I've seen anywhere from 35 to 5,000. It all depends on who's doing it, what one you get, where the people are coming from, all that kind of stuff.
How the central water is this as good?
This is your hot water tank. This is original to the home as well.
Yeah.
Insurance providers like to see this swapped out every 10 to 12 years. This one appears to be in 1996, which is 5 years older than the actual home. Now they can like that's old. That's like 35. That's 30. No, it's 25 years old basically. They don't usually last much longer than that. So your insurance provider will want it swapped out.
How much does one cost?
I I'm not too sure, but usually around that 15 to 2,000 mark.
Yeah.
You can't quote me on any of that because
Yeah. Just give me a rough idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's typically what it is. This both are operational.
Yeah.
This one's pretty loud though.
Yeah.
When it's running.
Yeah.
A little louder than normal.
Yeah.
Older units. You may be getting near the end of life expectancies for that one. Okay.
Yeah. They look pretty good though, but
They do. Yeah. This one definitely runs loud though.
yeah.
Do you have you obviously have more than one investment property? Or is this your first one?
Second.
Okay. These rubber lines
Yeah.
are one of the main causes for flooding your basement. And what they do is these rubber lines only usually typically last around 5 years.
Yeah.
With the expansion and contraction and the on and off and all that kind of stuff with these washing machines, replace them with a braided. It's a silver braided line. They last a lot longer. It's easy peace of mind. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that. In the bottom here, the very bottom, there is some dry staining down there. See this dry staining?
Mm.
That's typically from a leak or condensation buildup and things like that. Now, we don't see any moisture in this area, but it is there. And we always recommend having these items serviced before you move in and things like that, and coated for repair or whatever, all that kind of stuff. But you'll see that in the report as well. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In here, you've got your main electrical panel. You have a 100 amp system, service system here to the home. You've got copper wire throughout the house that we can see from the panel area. We open this up. Everything looks really good in here. The only thing that we talked about in here is that there's a couple abandoned wires in here. Where they go, I don't know. It's okay to have them there because this is a junction box. It just means that they had it running somewhere that I don't know where it was. Might have been having something to do that outside. I don't think so, but there is some in there. Also, I think it's this breaker here. It's got a white wire coming to it. Typically, any wire going into the breaker from a power perspective is black or red. And when they use a white wire, they're supposed to mark it. It's just not marked. It's very typical that we see this. Is it going to be an issue? Most likely not. But we do mention it in the report for you, saying that that wire should be marked. Okay? Let's go upstairs.
All right.
Any questions so far, Lynn?
All good.
All good? Okay. Let's go outside quickly.
Just a